Hey everyone, it's Leanne Lee, the Diva of DIY from divaofdiy.com, and I am so excited to share this collaboration project with you. Today we are making an easy DIY wood wreath holder made from a 4x4 post. It is perfect for displaying a wreath all year long, and you can put it on your front porch, you can put it on your fireplace hearth, or anywhere in your home. And the best part about this, guys, it is less than $15 to make it. Okay, earlier I mentioned that this is a collaboration project. So let me explain a little bit about that. So several months ago, I attended a business meeting and I was placed at a table next to Julie from Julie's Wreath Boutique. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little intimidated. But after just a few moments, I realized that I was being silly. We hit it off like nobody's business. She is so kind and so smart and has such a good heart and truly wants to help others succeed. And I love that about her because she's not about competition. She's about collaboration and support. And that's how we have gotten to this point. So Julie and I are combining forces today, utilizing her amazing wreath making skills with my love of wood crafts and all things power tools. So, get ready for some fun and make sure that you click the link below to see how Julie made this amazing wreath that we hung on my DIY wood wreath holder. For this project, you are going to need a 4x4 pressure treated deck post, a 2x6 pressure treated board, a 2x8 pressure treated board, a single prong hook, wood glue, wood screws, or brad nails. Now it's time to cut your boards. So measure your 4x4 post at 34 inches. Once you've done that, you can use a miter saw, a circular saw, or even a hand saw to cut this post. I'm using a miter saw to cut mine, but don't let the thought of using power tools scare you off. As a matter of fact, I teach you how to use them safely and confidently inside my DIY membership. Okay, now set your cut post off to the side and it's time to cut our other boards. So grab your 2x8 board and let's get it measured and ready to cut. We want to cut a square for this, so measure the width of your board. Mine is only 7 1/4, so I want to make sure I get 7 1/4 the other direction, so when I cut it, I will have a square. Now repeat the exact same step using your 2x6 board. Again, measuring to make sure that you have the correct width for the board. I'm using a scrap 2x4 that I had in the shop, but you could also just cut another piece from your 2x6 and just cut it both directions to make it smaller. Okay, now that our wood is cut, it is time to put this project together. I always like to sand my pieces before I attach them to each other. It's just easier for me. And so you can use 220 sandpaper to do this, or you can use a orbital sander, a power sander, to make it easier. And I just like to go over all of the areas and just make sure that it's nice and even so that it's ready to accept either stain, paint, or clear coat. Once the post is sanded, then go ahead and repeat the same process with your other pieces. Okay, now it's time to assemble our wreath holder. So I think the easiest way to do this, especially if you're doing it by yourself, is to take your 2x8 square, that's going to be the base, and find the center of that. Once you have center and you know that your post is 3.5 by 3.5, then you will just measure 1 3/4 on all of the sides and kind of make a little box for yourself so that you know exactly where that post is going to fit. And then repeat that same process on your 2x6 board. To assemble the base to my post, I am going to use wood glue and my brad nailer. You can also use screws for this. So take a little bit of wood glue and apply it to the end of your base. I always use wood glue when I'm attaching two pieces of wood together. So get your glue on, then find the square that you have made on the base piece, and then line those two pieces up, and then either use a drill and some wood screws, or you can use a brad nailer to attach it. I like to put a brad nail in each of the corners and then a couple extra just for good measure. Now that the base is done, I like to just set the base and the post on the ground and add the top pieces just looking at it overhead. So add some wood glue to the top of your post, and then you already have a square. You can line that square up again. Then just take your brad nailer or your drill and wood screws and attach that 2x6 board onto the top of the post. Now it's time to attach our little decorative piece on top. So take some wood glue and apply it to the bottom side of that board and lay it on top of your 2x6 square. Now, if you are using wood screws, don't screw this piece on. Just lay it on top and let it dry because you're not going to want to see those screws when it's all finished. Now it's time to finish our wreath holder. We used pressure treated wood for this project, but just because it's pressure treated doesn't mean that it's waterproofed. Pressure treated means that it has a chemical in it that keeps the bugs away. So I am using a clear coat by Olympic. I picked it up at Lowe's, and it is a waterproofing sealer. So stir that up, never shake it, just stir it with a stir stick. And then take a brush, I'm just using a cheap 3-inch chip brush, and apply the clear coat on all four sides of the posts and on all sides of the base and the top pieces. Make sure you get that base piece because that's the piece that's going to be sitting on the ground that will be trying to absorb that moisture. Here's a photo of the product that I use. It comes in a ton of colors. Now for this project today, I am using the clear, but in the photos that we've provided with the beautiful wreath, I used American chestnut. All right, guys, you all know that I love to share my successes, but I also share my failures. And I made a mistake today on our wreath post. So remember that top piece that I just grabbed out of my scrap pile? Well, it was a different kind of wood. It wasn't pressure treated. And when I went to put the clear coat on, it was a completely different color. So I removed that piece and cut a piece of the pressure treated wood so that it would all match. We are almost finished. Yay! All we have left to do is to screw our hook onto our post, and that is what is going to hold the beautiful wreath that Julie has waiting for us. So use your drill and attach that hook. I hope you love this project as much as I do. If so, please leave a hammer in the comments. And if you're coming over from Julie's Wreath Boutique, I'm so happy you're here, and I would love to have you subscribe. I teach women how to make and sell projects that people actually want through my $27 a month online membership. If you're looking to level up your craft game, it's really the ultimate DIY and crafting membership. Now, let's go watch Julie make the beautiful wreath that's hanging on my wood wreath holder and give her some much deserved love. And don't forget to put a hammer in her comments as well. And just remember, every day you get to create something is a great day.